There's always some problem. Been having this issue lately. I have to run as administrator or else the controller won't work. And I don't know how to ameliorate that issue. So I won't. There we go. I had only planned to stream once a week, but I've been very annoyed this week, and my options are to either be annoyed and do nothing, because part of my aggravation is that I am unable to do anything about these predicaments I find myself in, or I could play this video game and be distracted by that annoyance. And maybe interact with some pals along the way. So not last night, the night before, I thought I got everything I needed to get from the catacombs, only to realize when I came all the way here to get to the final proper grave site in this game, which is down there, that I can't enter it because I skipped something that was in the catacombs. And because I'm insane, I'm going to try to get to at least open this door, preferably that door, so I could get to my pal, the giant blacksmith, and get a good mage weapon. But I don't foresee success. This is well known as like one of the brick walls of this game, and I didn't know he could make it through that goddamn door. Shit. Goodness. Okay, I think I'm just running. To death, as my friend John Donne said in the 1600s, I run to death, and death greets me as fast, and all my pleasures were like yesterday. I'm gonna give that one more run, I think, because I doubt that I could spike my way through this part of the game. I doubt it very much. This is a pain in the ass. They keep changing this elevator. Normally, I've said in the previous streams, I crawl on my hands and knees through every one of these Souls games, which means, you know, I will not just run through. I'd probably take my time and kill these two, and then be a little methodical and, you know, take my time. One of the perks of that is you level up nicely. And you get... Oh, Jesus. Ouch. You get things like the Ring of Fog. I almost always try to get the Ring of Fog and the slumber. I already got the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring in Sen's Fortress. The Ring of Fog you get in the Crime Forest, or you trade a Skull Lantern for it. I already have one Skull Lantern. Not much in the mood to trade it away. Oh no. I'm not much in the mood to go to the Crime Forest either. If you have the Ring of Fog, it makes you slightly invisible. And if you have the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, I should probably wear it. I don't think this is getting me very far. What else do I have? Yeah. Yeah, see, I got the hush effect on my feet. And now I don't make any noise when I move. Well, when you pair it with the Ring of Fog, it's very, very effective. So I might do that. There's no reason for me to hang on to this Skull Lantern. Really? Where is it? Aside from how cool it is. I mean, it's a lantern, basically. Like, legitimately. You can hit people with it, but there's probably no reason to. I think I'm gonna go backtrack. To catacombs and get my shit, and then maybe I'll be high enough level to come back here and deal with this horse shit. Or we could just go to that tomb and call it. I'm kind of feeling that. Sort of main purpose of me streaming this, other than to alleviate aggravation, is I'm collecting screenshots of graveyard levels in video games from my website, iconograve.com. It's a play on iconography. Iconograve. It's funerary art in video games, starting with the graveyard. I got most of what I need from this game. Then I can move on to a different one. I'm gonna rest here just cause... No, my damn luck. I'll get murked on the way out of here and then have to do all that over again. Yeah, I should give her that Firekeeper soul.
Well, if X if what?
There you go, now I got better heals. Hey, buddy. He's gonna fly me back to Sen's Fortress. Yeah. Really? Man, my build must really suck. I can't be one-shotting people with a +5 magic doodad. Can I survive that? Did I want to survive that? Yeah, I forgot. There's that. I missed the elevator. There's a lot of stuff in this level too that I just didn't do. I don't think it serves my purposes. I don't like how this could clip you. One of those axes things could clip you in the damn elevator, but alas. What is that? Oh, yeah. No. Get away from me. Where'd he go? Another thing I missed in the catacombs, they got the skeletal blacksmith there, Vamos. It is a parish, though. Were you here when I discussed the architectural qualities of this? I don't remember. How this is indicative of a very early Christian church. It's just basically a square layout with an apse. And then over here is a proper cathedral that's in the shape of a the floor plan is in the shape of a crucifix. I don't remember if you were here for that. But we're running through it now, I could show it to you again real quick. We're at the cross end of the crucifix here. This is the head of the crucifix. And the rest of it. If you were looking at it from the top down, you'd see it a lot more clearly. Yeah, you were, okay. Everything else about it is pure video game bullshit. Like this elevator. Not historically accurate, but the whole layout is a nice touch. How are you, by the way? Oh shit, I forgot. No bonfire here. The Lautrec murdered the firekeeper. And I'm wearing her... No, I'm not wearing her stuff anymore. Looking at the damage here, I wonder if it's worth... that's much better. Oh, good. Hold on just a second. I don't like the way the chat box sort of rests on it overlaps with the stuff on the screen. So let me just change that. Alright. Very professional. Mm. Gonna put a +1 on this thing.
Hello. I was beginning to wonder.
It's nothing.
Goodbye then. Keep yeah. You really have break.
Oh, no, no. Wrong way. It's always fucked up. You hear the, I don't know if it comes across on stream, the whimpering of the hollows in there. It's always really kind of eerie. It's just going like, like just barely perceptible. And none of them attack you. They're too like they're too engrossed in grieving. They'll attack you if you attack them first. Which why would you, unless you're an asshole, or you expect them to, you know. That is a video game thing. Just you see an enemy or something that looks like an enemy and you attack it. And you don't think about it. Hmm. The catacombs. Good lord. Ouch. I really should have saw that coming. No, get out of my way. That hangs me up every time. Every time. Trying to get this done. So to reiterate, I'm back here because I missed a crucial item. And also a really neat spell. That I never get when I play this damn game, but... for our purposes here, it's essential. Good job. Ooh. Yes, this is exactly where I want to be. How the fucking audacity? I thought that was patches. Alright, so we want to go in here. There's going to be a dark moon seance ring in a coffin in this part of the catacomb. I swear to God. Trying to get shit done. So here's definitely going to crawl on my hands and knees through this part because I'm not familiar with it. Ouch. One more. No! God damn, this mace is slow. So, now we want to go through there. Thank you. Thank you. Ow. Ow. Let me see. Oh, wrong button. Too bad. Is anyone behind me? Anyone in front of me? Oh no. Okay. Hey buddy. Are you coming back? I hope not. I know there's a necromancer here somewhere. So I believe this is what I'm after. See, there's a... haven't really discussed any of the statues in great depth in other parts of this game, because it's out of my purview. This is an odd one because it shows up in the catacombs here. It is pretty much a devotional image. It's the unnamed mother of the gods. It's Lord, the great Lord Gwyn's proper wife. He gets around in the way Zeus gets around, but she is here holding their firstborn, which is an unnamed god of war. You see this in the early part of the undead parish, under where the drake is. Yeah, tell me about it. But you see her here too. And this is the only place down here you see that kind of statue. So that implies that this is a particularly important grave. It's half opened. You see there's a dude in it, and an item, which is the Dark Moon Seance Ring. See what it says. Granted to adherents of Gwyndolin, Dark Moon Deity, and Lastborn of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. Grants additional attunement slots. That means you can just equip more spells for free. The Dark Sun Gwyndolin is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. I'm not going to wear it. But came all the way back here just pretty much just for that. And we're going to see why when I get back to Anor Londo. There's a spell up here I really want. It's not... It's actually a miracle. It's not really a spell, but... It's called... Tranquil Walk of Peace, I believe. That's a necromancer. Shit, my HUD's off. It's another thing I didn't realize. The necromancers and Pinwheel both throw fireballs. I see where I am. Oh yeah, like that's not a trap. How, you know, fuck you, man. There it is. Does this fall out beneath me? No. Let's take a look at this. There's also some sort of, there's some stuff I didn't deal with about the church and the catacomb. They're very interrelated. So we got, I am in the combs. I had to go all the way back, and now I'm going to go all the way back to Anor Londo, because I forgot something. We got Tranquil Walk of Peace and Outland Miracle, which means it's not in the corpus of the, you know, the Way of the White is sort of the cognate for the Catholic Church. I can't warp yet. I can't. I didn't even get to the bonfire inside of Anor Londo. Like in the main part of it yet. This miracle is normally used to flee as it slows walking but does not affect attacks, but nevertheless defines peace perfectly. So this is all the way in here. We can assume this guy was a cleric or a priest of some sort, and he used that, he or she used that to get all the way in here, where it proved insufficient to keep that person alive. Weary traveler. So the church sends people here frequently on what they call a pilgrimage, and it's a more sinister endeavor than simply pilgrimage. But I'm not sure exactly what that all entails. I'm sure there are YouTube people who have got that on lock. But it's evident that the church is very interested in sending people into these burial grounds. And probably not for very pious reasons. I think I surmise it's a way to get rid of troublesome individuals in the church. People are making problems, and so they just say, you know what, you really need to go on a pilgrimage. I'm not fucking with this. I don't know how to get back out. I'm boning it. I should get to that skeletal blacksmith down here too, but for the life of me I don't know where he is. Careful with that verbiage. I swear to God. Yeah. Let me think. Where could it possibly be? I know he's devastatingly close to those bone wheels, with whom I do not want to deal. But I always take the shortcut, and I think taking the shortcut gets us away from skeletal blacksmith. Man, fuck you. Hey, yo. Just the man I was wondering about. Do you know how to get to the skeletal blacksmith from here? Because I sure as fuck don't. And you would think that's something I should know about. Yeah, exactly. Like, who the fuck does know how to get down there? I have to assume it's through here, and you just, instead of taking shortcuts, you just, you know, play the game as intended, like a chump. How the fuck? Maybe it's down here. Because I went here. Halfway ahead. Yo. Welcome, welcome. Oh, you're Jasper. Aren't you? I'm starting to remember these handles everybody has. Alright, man. Well, appreciate you stopping in. You'll do what you gotta do. I know it's a weeknight, and this was all of a sudden. I don't expect anyone to chill. Alright. One down. Two down. Three down. Four down. Project Zombie? Is that the, Zomboid? Okay, yeah. That's the weird isometric, I know exactly what game that is. I never got far in it. Man, did you see that? I got that thing without even locking on or aiming, and it did nothing. It did nothing. It's fucked up. I want to say it's here. That guy is here? Yeah. Here he is. Oh, no. Shit. Come on, guys. Is there someone behind me? My last alluring skull. Make it work. I swear to God. I just went in a fucking circle, didn't I? You mean I could have just went here? I didn't have to do any of that shit? Okay. Oh, here he is. You can hear him. You hear the blacksmith hammer? How the fuck do I get there, though? Yeah, I see this. Oh, no. So close. So close. You sneaky bitch. I never get it, but they could drop one of these and you could use it as a shield, and it's amazing. Never have the luck. I don't want to go down here. Don't think there's a way back up. So let's make a trajectory here. Yeah, Catherine. That would have been a real sick name if this game had, like, the Christian cosmology that Demon Souls had, because Demon Souls had, like, you know, Christ and all that in it. This one doesn't. They'd have to make up some fake Saint Catherine called, like, Sister Fred of the something or other, and it wouldn't hit nearly as hard as Saint Catherine's shield. I did this. I already hit this thing. Where's my man? How do I get to him? Excuse me. Let's go back up. So that'll lead us down. Anyway, anything over here? I don't think so. There's nothing back there. There's some drop here that I neglected. Is that it? Do I fall down there? I don't think so. Alright, so that's where we dropped down earlier. This dude is basically right beneath us, and that way. So I think, yeah, I think the goal... Unless there's a secret door here. There isn't. The... That leads to Pinwheel's tomb. Yeah. Man, I'm drawing blanks. Yeah, I picked the wrong one. Oh no. that wouldn't have got me shit anyway. How do I get over here? I'm gonna be a coward. I'm gonna look it up. So, I'm already here. And I've run out of brain to figure it out organically. I'm just looking it up. Like a coward. No, I don't show that off. There's a great boss encounter in Dark Souls 3 in the DLC that involves self-flagellation, and the boss weapon you get from beating that, one of them is this big, it's pretty much just a hammer, but it's like a cross between a hammer and a cat o' nine tails. It's got a bunch of little spiked ends on it, and your special attack is to self-flagellate with it, and it boosts your magic damage or some such nonsense. I don't think so. This is strange. Yeah, I'm not affiliate, and I don't really have plans to do that. It seems like more trouble than it's worth. But like at that point, then this whole thing becomes a job, and I already have 2 of those. Thanks, though. I mean, I appreciate. I know you love I know you love throwing bits at your brother. No, no. Listen, I said that very poorly. It's not what I meant. Ouch. Oh no, I'm getting fucking owned. Oh shh. Alright, so basically you're supposed to fall down into this man's lair. Pretty much by accident. You motherfucker. Oh. But I predicted it earlier. Since I always take the shortcuts, I missed it entirely. So now I gotta take the stupid shortcuts to get back up. Is it this one? You fall down one of the staircases. It says in the first staircase. I'm going backwards, so I have no idea which this is the first one. I think it is. Yes. So basically, you're supposed to very gingerly fall down. Yep. The only reason I'm still not playing around with it is because I'm consumed with pure anxiety. But I didn't know that that was even possible to mix the emojis on a phone. Bruh. How the fuck? I look like I'm gonna... Anyone see a ledge? Okay. Well, hey, listen, don't stay awake because of me, but you're just in time. This is the second best NPC in this whole series.
Be gone with you. You spoil my focus.
You hear how raspy his voice is? It's because he has no tissues, no soft tissue in his body. So, so the voice just kind of rattles in his skeletal throat. You see, I'm always, because you always run through these games. Like I said, I crawl on my hands and legs through this. I get every secret I can.
What's that then? Need some smithing? Then produce me some wares. I'm here to smith, not to chit-chat.
Hi, Roz.
Told you, I'm here for the trade, not for the talk.
I love this man. It's my favorite. If you have a +5 weapon, I believe, he will turn it into a flaming weapon. I don't. I mean, it would be pretty sick to have a flaming server, but...
Well, what was that about? Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
No, no damn bones. I can't believe... Oh, shit, he's got a bonfire, too. Nice. Well, listen, he's not just any skeleton, it's him. It's the best of the skeletons. So, now that we found him, so this is where you go find him. He's here in the hell pit. And these fucking dudes can go in there and kill him. So you don't want that to happen. You remember these men, Grando? Don't get in there. Now what? No. Bonded to your tattoo? What do you... Is this lore I don't know about? There's, like, bone wheel skeleton tattoo lore related to Val that I have no knowledge of. Oh, you have a Catherine wheel? I know, there's so much I don't know about, well, everybody that I know. Oh, is it your middle name? Val Catherine? I don't tell any rabbi shit. And, I was gonna say she counts, but she doesn't. She's definitely a post-Jesus figure. I have to think about this shit sometimes. Do a little calculation. Oh no! Get that choke point. Hey, Lock-On, could you get to the guy who's nearest to me, please? Thank you. I actually don't know any rabbis. Aracel was counseling me yesterday to befriend one. Who seems like a nice guy. With very interesting, esoteric, with a capital esoteric interests. You know how befriending people goes with me. It usually ends in tears. Or was he a rabbi or was his wife a rabbi? I don't remember. You dicks. I hate those two. Gravesteed. His wife, okay. Close enough. Well, I know, but, you know, did what I say differ that wildly from you saying it would be neat? It was still counsel. Let's not drown in semantics here. Unless you wanna, I mean. Yes. Yes, that's the one. Unless there's several of them, but I'm pretty sure it's the one you're thinking about. Dude's name, when Arsel said this person's name, I was like, that's a FetLife person. That's not a real person. No one has that last name. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, who are you fucking trying to get me involved with, Arsel? Like, goddamn. But turns out he's not at all. I was picturing like a giant slob. Like the dude who shows up at Wilmington Goth Night with his like child bride. Oh, I am the Dr. Smidge. It's like, no, absolutely not. Oh no! I don't think it's a train ride away, is it? You would know, Val. I don't. Is there a train that crosses the lake? Do I have to go through Indiana to get to Detroit? Because that's a long ass train. I'd take a boat to go see Dr. Sledge and his rabbi wife. Yeah, it's, you know, to take opportunity upon you as the crow flies. It's close, but I'm not a crow. And I don't fly. Yeah. So I take, I trust Val's judgment on this one. This ain't going well. We're gonna book it. Man. 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 Is Detroit neat? I went to Detroit once under sort of not great circumstances, so I'm gonna try not to imprint that upon the city. Some goth to be had. One can only hope. Yeah, Muslims are, you know, no problem there. Manchester was sick as hell. Specifically the Muslim part. No, I don't want to drop. What are you talking about? Mission to the Sun? What is that? I don't know anything. Oh, good band. It's not some kind of neo-folk jank, is it? No, I hate that fucking neo-folk. Oh, yeah, you know, my relationship with Coil, especially tangentially. That's better than Neofolk, though. What are you doing, guy? Sir. Move. Thank you. Rude. Sir. Oh my god. Out of my fucking way. This game fucking stresses me out sometimes. Oh, god damn it, I forgot. Where was I going? Can I help you? No comments. Where's my fucking hyper armor? I swear to God. Alright, good night, Val. What's this about? Scarabs? Don't ever. Don't ever. My title begins with Necro, but doesn't end with File, ever. I reject that ascription. Actually, damn it, I should have went to the Crow and got the Ring of Fog. I really should have. I used to be into snooty art bullshit in, you know, the year of our Lord 2001. But yeah, no orgy comments? What kind of fucking society is this? You son of a bitch. Yeah, if it's some Eyes Wide Shut bullshit and there's like jazz in the background, I'm not gonna be happy. People talking about how Cindy Sherman isn't relevant anymore. Intellectual conversations. Like, I hate those. I don't like you and I talk about heavy and heady stuff a lot, but it's like fun. It's not sort of like, let me pose to you a conundrum. And then like it's some dumb bullshit that has no answer. Yo, Origin. I remembered I committed your name to memory. How about that? Glad to see you. Got a nice crowd here. All the regular favorites. On a scenic Wednesday evening. I realized I forgot. I skipped that chest. I want what's in it. I don't know what's in it, but I want what's in it. Brainy jerk shit? Ew. Okay, yeah, that's worth it. Oh shit, Dustin. One of my very few IRL friends who's not IRL anywhere near me anymore. Excuse me. Yeah, like Brainy Jerk says shit like, do you really have free will if it's mandated that the will you have is free? It's like, yes. Yes, Emmanuel, it is. Really? Did Twitch, like, bother you about that? Can I shut that off? Does it give you, like, a warning or something? I mean, I set this whole thing to, like, mature audience, even though all I do is curse. So, like, it should let you curse. And, well, you know what? I agree. That's too far. And yet what? Does it? Does it so I don't have to worry about a rando coming in here telling me to restart the whole fucking computer? On his whim? And then describe how you get pussy by going on Reddit? I don't have to worry about that? That's fucking phenomenal news. I think, like, part of it was, I was recording to my hard drive that night simultaneously as I was streaming, and I don't think the computer liked that very much. Yeah, yeah. That guy. Oh, wait a minute. So I'm not recording anything. I'm just gonna download the VOD from Twitch and upload it to YouTube. Because nobody cares. Least of all me. No, you don't have to bite your tongue. The only reason I do is because I'm not even sure if it's a friend of mine. Nobody except for like Aracel and Dustin have names that I recognize. And Val I recognize her name. And Grando, but like nobody else. Alright, I'm in the wrong area. No, I think it's safe to say if some dude shows up in here and talks about leftist pussy on Reddit, that's not someone I vibe with. Yeah, at least two. Did it? I'm about to go all fucking George Orwell in here. How do I turn that off? I don't know how to turn it off. I'll figure it out, and next time, like, you can have just free reign of all the nasty language you want. I did it again. How did I get this thing down? Oh, really? Okay. Well, that makes more sense than me having to dictate what people are able to hear. Nice. There goes Origin being helpful again. Forsooth, a valuable member of the community. If this isn't it, I don't know what I'm doing. Because I got here last night, and I was fairly cogent. Alright, yeah, this is it. So for those of you who stuck it out, not last night, the night before, last stream, I made it all the way down here, and then realized I forgot a crucial item. So I'm going to equip now, because I really don't need this thing. Now you see that disappeared now that I have the ring on? Can I take the ring off? So just to reiterate, this ring belongs to adherents of the Great Lord Gwyn's final known son, who's not really a son, he was raised as a girl. Dark Son Gwendolyn, who is the only remaining deity in Anor Londo, which is this city I'm in right now. So I took the ring from a slain Dark Moon soldier, or whatever it's called. The Blade of the Dark Moon. That's their title. I took the ring off a slain Blade of the Dark Moon. Now the secret entrance to Gwendolyn's, I hesitate to say lair, but where he hangs out, is opened. And now normally you kneel.
This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of myself, Gwendolyn, and kneel before me.
I'm gonna kneel.
O disciple of the Dark Sun, thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shall protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the Dark Moon.
No.
Very well.
No, I'm not doing that.
Speech. Exit here and follow thine own design.
Because I'm already in the Gravelord Servants. See? Right there. Covenant Gravelord. And I'm not giving that up. Oh, I'm level 44. That's good luck. 44 is the Japanese number that equates to death. The same way 666 is, any string of sixes is like the evil number in Western sort of superstition. Any string of fours is an unlucky number in Japanese. Is it? Well, that makes two of us. Let's go. We're gonna kill this thing. And by this thing, I mean a dear
Foolishness.
pal that I shouldn't have to kill to get here, but I have to.
Thou trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun. Mark the words of myself, Gwendolyn. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
So this is a sorcerer. He's clearly an illusionist, but he'll fuck you up if you sleep on him. It's a cool construct because he just endlessly shoots me in the face. He endlessly retreats into this vast nothingness that he perpetuates using illusion. And then he shoots you in the face. But the closer you get to him, then he's gonna teleport again. So like Pinwheel, like all of his attacks are telegraphed. You cannot disrespect him. He will just wreck your shit if you like. If you just sit there and assume like, nah, I'll be good. It's like you might not. Something's got to give. I'm not moving fast. There we go. That's much better. The arrows you can block with your shield if you got a full 100% defense shield. But the other stuff, you need a shield with really good magic defense. And mine ain't great. Oh my god. Alright, enjoy a dinner. Talk to you again at some point in time. Excuse me. Oof. That was gonna hit me for sure. Well, that did. I swear to God. At least the run back is not bad. Yeah. I think he's casting Soul Spear, the big one. Oop, get out of the menu. And that's like one of the, you know, the fuck you spells in this game. I swear to God. Oh, I should probably kindle that fire. Damn, I only got 5 Estus. Oh dear. I forgot that I'm so used to Elden Ring that has a running heavy attack, and this game does not. One more. If he did that more often, it wouldn't be so bad. It's when he catches you with this shit. And that shit. Especially these throw me off, like... I always think I'm gonna roll into them. And I gotta remind myself, like, once you roll, the first roll is probably gonna cover you the whole time. It's probably a better weapon I could use. He's gotta be resistant to magic damage. Let's see. First time. Yeah, so I shouldn't be afraid of that. Just roll. No, see, it didn't even work. Oh no. Damn it. This ain't the run. Oh, no. Alright, let's see what we got. I might just lose the shield. This thing 65 magic defense. This says 30. Alright, so the arrows are not that big a threat. I don't need to have this thing on. Do I have anything that can help me? I mean, that can't hurt. Weapon. +10 spear should do it. Can you summon people for this? I'm gonna kindle it again. Excuse me, I don't know what's come over me today. What? Controller, please. Might as well. Give me that 20 Estus. That's my roll. Still good. I guess I can't summon anybody. They'd be... Hey, girl. They'd have summon signs down here. I'll try to block the little guys, see if that's even worth doing. No. If I get one, it ain't that bad. No perceptible change in damage. Is there? Oh shit! Man, see what I mean? I just got finished saying like, oh, I don't need a, I only need the magic shield, and he just wrecked my shit with fucking arrows. Like, mercilessly. Dodging behind the pillars for the little guys? Yeah. So 150, 162. So the only one. Oh no, this is definitely more damage. Even if it. The nice thing about if you infuse a weapon in this game, it does 2 different types of damage. So even if someone's resistant to one of those types of damage, they won't be resistant to both, unless, like, just, you know, you're dealing with a huge dickhead. Damn it. Too slow. One more. Yes. Oh no, that did get him. Good. If I wasn't so impulsive, I would have gone to the mage blacksmith in Anor Londo and get this fucking shield into a magic shield, and it would have done a lot more legwork. But that would involve a lot more of sort of preparatory shit. Because you need... This game ain't fair. It's... You need different color titanite if you want, like, different infusions. So, at this point, I need green titanite to have a magic weapon. And there's only one place to get them, and the drop rate is, like, 2%. You gotta kill the sludges in the depths, which are time-consuming. And the drop rate's so fucking... so bad. Yeah, Arjun, I think you were right about that, display here, hiding behind the pillars. That's keeping my ass alive. Come on. Nice.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Alright, now I can put my clothes back on. And here we get the final tomb in the whole game. Tomb of Great Lord Wind. The sort of neat and sad thing is, like, there's that one chair right next to the tomb, which is where Gwendolyn sat before we, you know, ended his life. And so as the remaining deity in Anor Londo, he was the only person there to mourn Gwyn. Even though, as we find out much later in the game, Gwyn isn't entombed in here at all. It's an empty sarcophagus. Come on, get out of my fucking face. So what do we got here? Nothing. Nice looking chair. Very nice, pretty engravings on the tomb itself. There are flowers. Top of it. Very hard to see. Flowers have sort of a contentious history when you deal with like funerary scholars, and particularly archaeologists are very grouchy about the whole idea that flowers accompany tombs, because I think that's the best view I'm getting up close, because a lot of that comes from obviously contemporary practice, things that we do. We put flowers on graves. If you were to try to make that argument that because we do it, people in the past did it, an archaeologist will get very mad at you. For good and bad reasons, I suppose. But another reason is there are a series of burials in Shanadar. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But it's like, sometimes it's true. Sometimes things we do were things that people in the past did. It's one of those situations you can't just outright dismiss it as a universal construct. It's very context related. It's dependent upon context. There's an occupational hazard in archaeology where people take an antipodal stance and then defend it to the death, and it's either one thing or it's the complete opposite. It's very hard to get things done when you deal with those kind of archaeologists. But that's a tangent for another time. The other reason it's a kind of contentious thing to think about, this idea that flowers just accompany graves, is those tombs in Shanadar that I was talking about. They are Neanderthal era grave sites in Iraq, I believe. If not Iraq, Iran. I'm fairly certain it's Iraq. And they are the earliest example of an intentional burial where there's evidence that flowers were in the burial itself. There was traces of pollen. So you basically, the setup of the grave site was that bodies were covered with stones. They're completely covered, like entombed in stone. They weren't necessarily dug into the ground or anything. And the bodies had pollen on them, which suggests the very first interpretation was, well, obviously they put flowers there. You know, whoever was burying the dead kept placed flowers on the corpses before they inhumed them. Later on, some archaeologists, the name eludes me, but they said, look, you can't actually demonstrate that that's true. What if a burrowing mammal brought pollen with it when it was just going to eat the corpse? And now there was no real evidence that even happened either. That argument was presented as the lack of evidence. There was no evidence either way. Part of that reason was due to sort of poor documentation people, when they first discovered these tombs, weren't really thinking very hard about, let's look at the composition of soil in the area. Let's see if there's different types of soil, if there are, what parts of the site have different types of soil. Then you could sort of tell that some other thing is happening. Some burrowing mammal would drag in a different type of soil into the site. Now, there wasn't any though, so it was one of those brain sessions that Aerosol talked about. Well, what if? It's like, well, what if doesn't mean anything. Like, here's what we do have. There's pollen there. Let's focus on what is there, not what is not, you know? Yeah, exactly. This could have happened. It gets very, very disturbing talking to archaeologists of that stripe who are like, well, since you can't prove it, that means everything you can't prove is equally valid. It's like, well, if you say so, buddy. But I'm trying to make my trying to make my point here. I went to. I'm not an archaeologist, by the way. I mean, I must clear that air. I don't particularly like the archaeologists, but I went to archaeology school for my master's degree, and that's where I encountered all these fucking people and their bullshit. But, like, for instance, another bone of contention, since this was in the University of York in England, so in Yorkshire, which is damn. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. York is very well known for being like the Viking capital of England for a long time. It was Jorvik, and in Scandinavian. So Jorvik eventually made its way linguistically into York. So they care a lot about our Viking bullshit there. I don't. But to that point, my God, like my Viking archaeology teacher made it sort of a point to discuss how it's not really worth discussing whether or not Vikings had horns on their helmet. It's like that's a discussion. That's an argument. Did Vikings have horns on their helmet? His position was, who cares? But, like, that's the kind of thing archaeologists quibble about. No, really, if you look back at the material record, there are no instances where you see horned helmets in Viking structures, in Viking sites. Like, okay, that's great. Well, now we associate, in the postmodern world, Vikings with horned helmets, so too bad. Like, you're gonna have to deal. You know, stop getting all Neil deGrasse Tyson about this, and just... I swear to God. Oh, what am I gonna do? So, that's NDT. Oh, yeah. I know, I shouldn't have done that. My arch nemesis, one of them. Did you know? I know it took me a minute. He pissed me off. I'm gonna take this to my own grave. Someone wasted their time interviewing him about the nature of Renaissance art and witchcraft, and he said that one of the dumbest things someone with like a PhD would have uttered. Sort of reinforces that, like, if you're not a specialist in this area, you should probably not pretend to be an authority about it. You know, like, I wouldn't, do not go to Neil deGrasse Tyson about art history. You know, talk to him about astrophysics. And conversely, don't talk to me about astrophysics. Talk to me about art history. But he maintained that the reason more women survived the plague is because you see more portraits of women holding cats in what he called Renaissance art. And hence, women be liking cats, and witches be liking cats. Hence, witches survived the plague because the cats ate the rats that had the fleas that carried the plague. And I shouldn't have to explain why that's stupid, but I'm gonna anyway. The plague happened in the 1300s. It is a very Neil thing to say. It's like, oh, and you're supposed to like stroke your chin and be like, oh, what a interesting what a salient observation. No, the Renaissance did not happen in the 1300s. First of all, ouch. Second of all, when he refers to, ouch, Renaissance era portraits, he's talking about Baroque era portraits, or more commonly, Dutch Golden Age art, wherein, yes, it was a genre thing to show women holding cats. There's, oof. Yeah, he's the non-thinker's thinker. Like, usually I assert that the non-thinker's thinker is any philosopher. Like, if someone wants to talk about Hegel or Immanuel Kant especially, then you're dealing with someone who's not quite thinking, but wants to project this image that they are very deep in thought. That might be a little cynical of me, but whatever. But yeah, he's one of them, because it's like you... who's the other one? Michiko Kaku? Is that his name? He's like a thermal expert or something, but he like talks about pop culture bullshit. And it's like, you're so wrong. Like, you got on TV, and now people are asking you things, and you don't have the... What's the word? Same exact type of... Yeah, they're cut from the same cloth. You don't have the sort of moral fortitude to say, I really don't know. I'll tell you my opinion, you know, but take it as an opinion. I don't actually know anything about art or pop culture. I know about geothermics. I know about astrophysics. I'm not an expert. So... yeah, can't. No, if I hear his voice, and he's got a very distinct voice, so I just tend to turn off something. He shows up on YouTube every so often, and it annoys me. Same with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm like, I don't want to see this man, or hear what he has to say. If I did, I'd listen. I'd tune into astrophysics shit. Bill Nye too, but to a lesser extent. He's not as obnoxious. Oh god, that guy? Yeah. Yeah, no, like, if you get on TV, you could just make shit up, and, like, you could have a degree in anything from roast beef community college at the master's level or above. Oh, no. And, oh shit. There's no way. I've never seen that animation. Maybe I could... Yeah! Yeah! You read my mind, game. Yeah. All right, it's all semi-cake from here. I wish Grando was here. We spent a lot of time in this part of the game. Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised. I was waiting for the arrow to come over and just hit me in the back of the head and throw me to my death.
These days, smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate.
Future streams.
You left me with quite an impression.
Let me think. What I should do, I should post on Facebook the list of games I need to document.
Oh no, dear me.
Oh, I missed the,
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me. Pretend you didn't hear that.
This is another thing none of the previous Dark Souls did. They didn't even flirt with the idea that, like, the dude can be gay. It's like, absolutely not. No. I'll post to Facebook my list of bullshit that I have to do, and then maybe people can say, like, this one looks interesting, or give me some input, because, you know, I don't know every single game that has a graveyard in it. Like, obviously, this is going to be a long project. But I already did a bunch. I already did the... Shit. I already did Castlevania 2 and 3 and 4. Symphony of the Night does not have a graveyard in it, but it has gravestones in it. So that's one I know I need to do. Off the top of my head. I'm trying to think, what do I know I need to do? I did some boring ones, like I already got Final Fantasy VI. It has one graveyard scene in it. Same with Tactics Ogre. It's at the end of the game, so I had to beat the whole fucking game to get to the graveyard in it. What else? I know there's some Steam games I gotta do, like, I think Monster Kid has a bunch of gravestones in it, like a proper graveyard scene. Gex, I have to do Gex. There's a goddamn Garfield game I have to do. Like a Genesis side-scrolling Garfield game. All of the legacy, at least the first two Blood Omen Legacy of Kain games. Blood Omen has a bunch of catacombs, tomb-type things in it. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 has an actual graveyard, and 2 has a big tomb in it. No, I don't know. I know nothing about Shining Force. I don't think I ever played them. If they have graveyards that are like easily accessible, I might consider streaming that. But like an RPG, if it's gonna take forever, I might just like cheat and like use a save state or something. I did Shadowrun for the Super Nintendo. That one's done. The Genesis Shadowrun has no graves in it at all. Kind of disappointing. What else? I gotta do the Shadowrun Returns, which is going to be like a slog. Because that's mid-game when that graveyard shows up. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's got a real great, fantastic scene. But, That wouldn't be so bad. That's a fun game to play. Like, JRPGs are kind of rough to stream. Do I have a Lloyd's talisman on me? God. So occult in this game is kind of disappointing. Just like in real life, Aracel's not here for this, but I was talking to them about how when I was an adolescent, like a teenager, you hear all of this shit about the occult. Oh, the occult, it's scary. Aleister Crowley, whatever, was the mark of the beast, you know, the Antichrist. And then by the time I got access to those texts, it was just like fat British men being horny. And I was like, man, never mind. I'm so not into this. But in that same way, let's look at the occult club here. I don't think it'll have a description on it. That explains why it's a cult. No, it doesn't. But if you look at the item itself, it's got that little black orb at the bottom right. It's the opposite of the white orb that's divine, but you can see it still has the that blue dagger next to the regular dagger. Shows that it does magic damage. And it does magic damage that scales with faith and is this dark faith. Look at auxiliary effects. It's got 110 in the black circle. That means it does extra damage to deities, divine enemies, which are Gwendolyn, who I just beat, making this sort of not great to get right now, and Gwyn at the end, and I believe that's it. I don't think there are many. These are both mimics. I don't think there are many enemies or bosses that take a lot of damage from that. I did mention, I think maybe last stream or the one before that, there's another weapon where they describe the item. Jesus H. Christ. The item description says occult in it, and it doesn't have any of those qualities. It just happens to be that the occult designation applies to that specific weapon's ability to leech health from your enemies when you attack them. That would be amazing if it just applied to anything with the occult status in this game. You don't get a lot of any of that in any of the Souls games. For whatever reason. You'd think it would be a... Oh. Good lord. You think it would be a nice gameplay element. I love it when you get a weapon that leeches hit points. Or a spell that does it, or anything. I'd block that guy, but I don't want to tab out. Suppose it's inevitable. Anyhow. Brando's not here. If he was, he'd geek out. We spent so much time trying to figure out how to do this. You have to run and then jump over this ledge, and that just cuts through 80% of the level and gets you to the shortcut real quick. And it's the opposite. It's the exact opposite of crawling on one's hands and knees to get through the game, but I'm not interested. There we go. Now all you do, I'm not even fucking with these two rooms. There's a Demon Titanite man in this room, and then there's a Silver Knight in this room. But no, my luck, they'll wreck my ass, and I'll have to do all this all over again. So you run out here, and then you open the door down there. You see that wheel? That opens the front door, and then I never have to do this again. But, more importantly, there's a giant blacksmith here who gives you boss weapons. You have to wait until this far in the game to get any kind of boss weapon, as opposed to the other games that kind of give them to you fairly swiftly. Here he is. And he sells the Green Titanite. So and Twinkling. I didn't know that. What else does he sell? Nothing I need. Yeah, he's great. I love him. But see, I don't have the souls for. I'm not that far away. The reason I've been carrying around a +10 spear and not using it is because in this game you also need to upgrade your weapon to a +10 before it could ascend to a boss weapon. Excuse me, here he's showing you basically everything that he can make with the gear that I have that you could use that's appropriate. If I get more +10 weapons, this will expand. But I want that Moonlight Butterfly horn. So I'm gonna get it. If you watch him, his hammer, he does like, yeah, that right there, that little like rapid fire hammering is really cute. Now check this thing out. Can I reinforce it too? I can, I just don't have the souls for it. So we fought the Moonlight Butterfly in the last stream. You could use its soul to get this spear, which is basically its antenna. Weapon born from the mystical creature of the Dark Root Garden, the Moonlight Butterfly. The horns of the butterfly are being created by Seath, a white scaleless dragon, are imbued with a pure magic power. This thing doesn't have physical damage, it only has magic damage. So it cuts through shields. And if you have a really high intelligence, you just burn through all sorts of shit in this game. And it looks cool. It's not a like very necromancer weapon, but there aren't any in this game. There's like 2. And they're not good. So, and another nice thing about the shield, if you're a huge coward like me, you can just keep your own shield up and still attack. It drains your stamina like crazy. But it's also like the difference between life and death sometimes. Yeah, this might be my favorite weapon in this game. Like, favorite actually legitimately useful weapon. There's some cool cursed weapons that you pick up in New Londo. Like the Jagged Ghost Blade is amazing. But it's not great. For this build, at least. You need a dex build for it. And you can't put magic on it. I love the server, but it's a weirdo. You know, it's a strange weapon. What else do I need? Oh, I need demon. All right, I can get that. There's that thing I showed you a few minutes ago before I got here drops Demon Titanite. So if I kill that thing, I can just... I think I can upgrade this to maximum. But that'll have to wait just a minute, because I'm going to go open the front door. These dudes are obnoxious, but not quite so bad inside. You just saw the message, the black eye orb is quivering. More about that in a second. See, now this front door will open. And you see where I am now. It's the run back is so simple now. So it just takes off so much bullshit. So now the stage is like tenable. Now you can actually run through the stage like a normal person and not like an idiot. So let's see how this thing... This thing probably won't be great against this man. Because I think he's resistant to magic too. Oh no. That weapon he uses is also a really, really solid mage weapon. But the drop rate's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever gotten one in any game. Like, ever. The very first time I played this game, I farmed for the Channeler's Trident in Seath's Library. I forget what it's called. The Grand Archives. I spent like days just killing channelers until I got that stupid fucking thing. It had like a, I don't know, 0.01% drop rate. And then... Oh no. Ooh. That was Prepare to Die edition. So then Remastered came out, and I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing that a second time. You go fuck yourself. I didn't know they were going to remaster this game. I wouldn't have fucking done it. I need to breathe. I need a breath. A breath of fresh air. Hey, man. Are you fucking kidding me? What I get for trying to cheat. Excuse me. All right. Oh shit. Grando, where are you? Alright. Bye, idiot. Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? I think this is only doing marginally more damage. No way. They also don't bleed, so this weapon isn't phenomenal. Oh no! Come on, man, let me move. Thank you. How? How the fuck? Oh, no, I can't see. Oh no! Where's the door? It was right there. Come on, man, let me get out. How? 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 Man. Oh, shit. Hmm. Hmm. No! I don't need a +5 butterfly weapon. I really don't. This is bullshit. Would help if I kindled this fucking thing. You know what I should do? Should do to end this out, because there's no way in hell I'm getting anywhere with Ornstein and Smug. I should do some grave lording. Who is this? That's fucking sick. So you could like summon a Silver Knight. The run. Shut that. This is the run. That's. It's always rad when like people play along, and like they dress up as shit that's like thematically appropriate for the area they're in. But I'm gonna find a safe spot. Probably here. I take that back. I'm gonna find a safe spot. And I'm gonna do some grave lording and see if anybody's gonna play along. Oh, you know what would be a cool place to do it? In here, in the basement. Oh, excuse me, I need a drink. Now, when you use an Eye of Death, and you're a Gravelord servant, you ruin other people's games by putting like extra enemies in them, and the only way they could ameliorate that situation is to invade your world and slay you. If you win, and multiple people could do it at the same time, so you could find yourself fighting, I think, up to 3 people at once. If you win, you get more Eyes of Death. If they win, their game is, you know, made a little easier. The dreadful Eyes of Death spread disaster across neighboring worlds. Phantoms lured to the host world, that's mine, may end up as victims, allowing the Eyes of Death to multiply, and leading to further proliferation of Bane. We all know how much I love proliferating Bane. Get rid of this thing. I don't need it for Gravelording, but now you see I'm enrobed with sick-ass black fire, which I can't see up close. Which means I am currently in the Gravelording status. Now all I gotta do is sit here and dick around, and with any luck someone will come find me. And they're gonna have to fight me here in the basement. While I'm killing time, I got that one. Was there another one here? No. So this is a mimic. You could tell it's a mimic because the chain on the side of the chest is facing you. And compared to a regular chest where the chain is curved away from you, you can use a Lloyd's Talisman to temporarily lull it to sleep. And I don't know about this game, but in later games, you see them breathing. Yeah, see? He's inhaling a little bit. The lid of the chest is moving up and down. It sort of implies, even if you don't look at the chain, that you can see some visual cue that this thing is not inert. There's something amiss. These things are much easier to deal with in later games. But they're kind of a pain in the ass in this one. I don't like fucking with them at all. Now you can see the little tiny teeth. We got a better view. Well, it's hard to see. So, like, its limbs are folded up inside. I am gonna fight it. Why not? See, so out come its limbs. Big old waggy tongue. So they're not necessarily, like, tanky. They just hit like a truck when they hit you. And they got a football punt that just, like, ruins your shit. Like, they have a grab attack that people are afraid of, but their football kick is the thing I'm worried about. Oops, someone's invading me. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it! That's my hubris. If I had just waited and didn't fuck with the mimic, I would have had a proper duel. Oh, their noises are amazing. The sound design in this game is phenomenal. Ouch. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's try this again. And then I may call it a night. And call it for Dark Souls Remastered. So we got all of the... pretty much every grave. I also make a distinction between, like, an actual grave, an intended grave, and, like... Oh, do I gotta be human? That's fucked up. And, like, either a mass grave or a, like, conceptual grave. Like, this shall be your grave. And it's not. It's just some place where someone died. I'm not interested very much in cataloging those. So, in regards to this game, the very final area, the Kiln of the First Flame, can be construed as being a grave. It's where Gwyn is. He's not here in his actual tomb, but he's in that kiln. It's perpetually on fire, essentially dead. There's no agency, no sapience, nothing like that. And whether or not you pick the good ending in quotes or the bad ending, it becomes your grave too. But it's not on paper a grave site. Tomb of the Giants is kind of the same thing. It's more of a deposit than it is like a curated grave site. But at least that one's closer. It fits in thematically with what I'm doing. But something like some area that becomes a grave simply because it houses a notable dead person is not in my purview. Can I pass it? Alright, now I ain't touching that fucking mimic. Wait very patiently. And if either of you all got any recommendations for games I should try next, by all means. Dustin already said Shadowrun Returns and Shining Force. Much to my dismay, a lot of the Castlevanias don't have graveyards in them. So that's a problem. It's an odd problem considering they were one of the... If you ever say graveyard level to some gamer, they'll probably say, like, Castlevania is, like, up there. Like, one of the first responses. But it's only got a few notable graveyards in it. In the whole series. Read this skull description, this item description here. Skull lantern of the catacombs necromancer droops from his long beard locks. This lantern alights the tomb of the giants, Nito's light-devouring domain of death. Also serves as a fire damage strike weapon. See, it does like no damage though. Its damage number is like 75 fire. For comparison, the scythe we're doing is, you know, a little over 300 when you combine the physical and the magic damage. Oh, you hear that? Someone invaded me. Fang. Let's see if they can find us. I'm gonna like hide way and oh no, that's the wrong corner. Hmm. Dawns on me, this is not a fantastic weapon to use in PvP because of the stagger. When you miss, you take a little stagger. Oh shit. He's got serious pyromancy. Oh no! No. How dare you? Just trying to go for that backstab. I mean, I'm gonna get him if I just don't fuck up, because the chip damage is eating through his shield. Oh no. I'm only pointing down because you pointed down at me. Disrespectful. Well, that one wasn't so bad. If you recall, my other PvP experiences were a lot less successful. Excuse me, I don't know what's coming over me tonight. Must be the anxiety. I'm not necessarily an anxious person, but sort of a big life change is coming up, and I'm handling it fairly well. It's all positive, really, but it's an enormous change. I have a tendency to catastrophize everything, ever, no matter how positive the outcome may be. I need some distractions. But I'll wrap up. If we don't get another one in the next 5 minutes, I'll probably call it. And then even if we do, I'll call it whenever that outcome is. Yeah. I figured yeah, I'm sure you understand for sure. I think it's not unnatural to be anxious about this sort of thing. No one's really saying anything negative about it either, so it's just me. It's just my own goddamn brain. If I'm left to my own devices, I will dwell on just misery and catastrophe. And I don't really have any friends in this town. I hate the guy I live with. So that's not an option. So, you know, just playing video games with a handful of internet buddies is kind of nectar of the gods, it feels like. In comparison to just me sitting still and sweating and just being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Where's my money coming from? What are the logistics? Let me run it through my head again. How am I gonna get from here to there? What if my car breaks down? Blah, 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 blah. What if I get there and the roof caves in? What if I get there and I get shot? Shut up. Just shut up! Just shut up! It'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I imagine that's gotta be, like, a massive uncertainty in life. Just how is existence going to be from here on out? Even though, like, getting clean is one of the most positive things you can do, period. But just that whole experiencing the trajectory of your life changing to with such magnitude must be How did I take damage? Oh shit, 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 oh shit. Oh shit. God damn it! Really? Ugh. I would freak out. Like, what did... Oh, no. Sorry, sir. I did not mean to disturb you. Like, what did you... If you don't mind me asking, what did you do? Like, how did you get through that? I hear somebody. They look like fucking, Melania from Elden Ring. I know it's not. I know they got the gargoyle helmet. No, don't backstab me, you chuckle fuck. That should have connected. Oh no! You... I'm not letting you do that. Oh no. It's Fang again. God damn it. No. Oh, shit. I love latency. Well, there's not much. There wasn't a whole lot I could do. I'm gonna do one more. Sorry, let me get back to chat. No, I'm happy for you. I understand sort of things aren't great for you now, but they have to be better than what you were going through. I mean, look, things aren't going great for anybody. I feel like it's only going to get worse, like, quickly. But I hope I'm wrong about that. I'm gonna go back down. Well, I could do it right here. Am I out? No. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna go back down in the basement. Wonder if I should take a different weapon. Nah. But yeah, I mean, mutual suffering is a good thing, I suppose. I know I'm spoiled when I say this. I'm done with the suffering. I don't want any more of that. But if you gotta go through it, and we all do have to go through it, at least we're not alone. And, you know, this whole crew we got going on, we're pretty much on the same page. Don't gotta worry about some bad actors showing up. Some rotten seeds. Yeah, I'm out of water. So this is gonna be it. This last stand that I'm gonna probably take a shower and then sit in bed and worry about nothing. I wish I had better armor. One of the issues with this game is you don't get the good armor until much, much later. I love this, another one of the reasons I like this, the Firekeeper garb, is it's sort of tells a lot about what the Firekeeper went through without actually explaining anything about what the Firekeeper went through. It is thought to have once been the white skirt of a maiden, but its true origin is lost in patches of blood. Perhaps its former wearer was maimed to prevent escape. If you don't remember, this was the attire that the lady underneath Firelink Shrine wore. And then she was behind bars underneath underneath the shrine. So when Lautrec killed her, her clothes were left behind. And this is what she was wearing, these blood-stained robes. And she didn't speak because her tongue was cut out. And they never explained why her tongue was cut out. And since we're not going to get there in this game, the whole deal with the black eye orb that was quivering upstairs is that you use eye orbs to invade, like some sort of eye or some sort of orb. The red ones are cracked. They would normally look like this, but red. And then we have an Eye of Death. It's pretty much an orb. They're all eyes. The black one, you invade the world of the murderer of a Firekeeper to defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the Firekeeper. The black eye keeps constant watch on the city of the gods, Anor Londo. So when we get that message, the black eye orb is quivering, we use the eye orb, invade Lautrec, kill him, and then we get that Firekeeper soul. We could resurrect her, at which point you could talk to her and she'll respond. Beforehand, it just says she does not speak. So she'll respond and she'll say something to the effect of like, look, I'm not ungrateful, but like, I don't want to talk. Like there's a reason that I was unable to speak, and I don't want to risk saying the things that I said to incur that outcome a second time. Yeah, sort of implying she said something so blasphemous that someone had her tongue removed for it. If we fast forward, this whole... And there are several items that talk about people getting their tongue taken out in this game for uttering blasphemies. It goes away in Dark Souls 2. They just don't talk about it, which is a problem with the game. They just don't talk about a lot of the stuff that happens in this game. In Dark Souls 2, they just say, whatever, different game. When you get to 3, it comes back, but it comes back in a way that, like, is very tacit. And almost entirely through suggestion. You meet one character named Horus the Hushed, who has his tongue removed. And every time you talk to him, he goes... like he can't actually say anything. He just makes guttural sounds. You meet another deity, Rosaria, who doesn't speak, and her adherents are set to collect tongues bring her tongues. There's some, I don't remember exactly what items describe Guinevere, the goddess in this game, Gwyn's daughter. But there are some that describe her in Dark Souls 3 as leaving Anor Londo quietly. And that it seems tangential at first. Like, it's just she left quietly. She didn't, implying that she didn't put up a fight or tell people what was going on. But it's also kind of sinister. It's like, well, maybe she was forced into silence by having her tongue removed. There's a lot going on in Dark Souls 3 where the gods in this game are humbled. Gwendolyn is sort of eaten alive by a sentient blob of sludge who was likely a Gravelord servant, like I am in this game. Guinevere's daughters are enslaved or killed. And then Guinevere herself had her tongue ripped out, presumably. All very odd things. It's another one of the sort of nice aspects of these games where they don't overtly tell you what's going on. You figure it out yourself. And then it's left to your imagination to figure out what these big empty spaces are that would require such judgment, such retribution. Like, what could the Firekeeper in this game say that would warrant her tongue being ripped out? What could the daughter of God say to mandate the same thing happening to her? And it's another interesting thing. Here the gods are sort of, you're not expected to kill the gods. The fact that your character does slay gods throughout this game is sort of an anomaly. You're nobody. You're not some sort of they lie about a prophecy, but you're really, there's no reason for you to be a prophesized. And the fact that you succeed at killing the gods, it's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This zombie just happened to slay God, right? That sets a standard that in 3 makes all of the gods fallible. And then you're seeing the aftermath of a world with fallible gods. And unlike this game, this game suggests that the world is dead. Or minimally, it's on the verge of collapse. It's spiraling towards being a dead world very rapidly. And in Dark Souls 3, I believe, you see the world dead. This same world is dead in Dark Souls 3, and you're wandering around its corpse. Having said all this, it might be a good idea to stream Dark Souls 3 after this, but I don't know. It's a tall order. There's a lot of funerary architecture and imagery in Dark Souls 3 compared to this one. Like, the whole damn game. The whole fucking game has graveyards and tombstones and catacombs and coffins all over. And so does Elden Ring. That's another one where sort of the concept of the dead husk of a world is very strong. And it's all predicated on this game. This game kind of starts it. If someone here has played Demon Souls and can chime in, if that has the same thing going on, I have not played it, and I haven't seen any comprehensive walkthroughs or Let's Plays of it. It doesn't seem like the world is already dead or dying. It seems like it's a corrupt world, but one that can actually persist. From here on out in the Dark Souls, they don't. It's untenable. The world is constantly teetering on collapse. 2, not so much. 2 is an oddball. Maybe Demon Souls and 2 kind of don't fit that mold, but this one, Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring certainly do. Not getting much action here. I'm starting to get thirsty. Oh. Yeah, I really want that. Really want that Demon Titanite. Ow. You son of a fucking bitch. I was going to change my weapons. Obviously, that was the poor choice. But I think this is the place to stop. We're not getting much more action in the grave lording parts. So, thanks again. Appreciate you all coming in, especially since it's short notice. Always a pleasure. And come back soon. Peace.